तो वहाँ पे पहला से
Hi all. Am I audible now? I'm sorry for this technical glitch. I hope I'm audible now. Can anybody confirm, please, that all is good now? Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry for this confusion. Okay, great. So, any questions, anyone so far? And I'm really sorry for the yesterday. I couldn't able to take one session live because some personal reason. So now I'm back here again. So any questions, anyone from the last session? Anything which you want to discuss? Otherwise, we'll quickly start with our today's session. We have a little less number of participants, but that is uh, fine because I was expecting this kind of audience only because we are around the Diwali festival in India. So one of the biggest festival of the year. So happy Diwali to all of you guys. Probably we have this is the last session which we have during this entire journey what we have covered because now we are going all for a Diwali vacation. So hopefully this will be the last session. So or whatever doubts you have, please go forward and ask all those doubts. So please, guys. So anything which anybody wanted to share, anything before we start. Let's give 2-3 more minutes for others to join in. Meanwhile, if anybody has any questions, they can drop in all those things into the chat, and I can try to answer all of them. Nitin, happy Diwali, Nitin. Happy Diwali, Raja. Okay. Anyone, anything, any questions, any queries regarding your career or anything which you wanted to discuss? Please come forward and ask. Happy Diwali, CP. Okay. Looks like I'm teaching quite well that nobody has any questions to ask. So that's a great feeling. Anyways, thank you, Deepak. Happy Diwali and happy prosperous Diwali, sir. Thank you. Hadi Narayan, what is the difference between a hybrid and private cloud? Okay, we'll talk about it. So see, uh, as the name suggests, hybrid. See, there are basically three types of the cloud. One is public, private, and hybrid. Okay, public, the Azure AWS is a public cloud. Public means you don't own it, right? There is some third party who is owning it. You just only using it. So that will be the public. Anybody can access it. See, if you are storing something on the blob storage, I am storing something on the blob storage, we all are storing on a one common platform that is given by the Azure. So that's why this has become a public. Now when I say that this is a private, it means that this is company specific. Okay, for example, JP Morgan Stanley, uh, Bank of America, all these are big companies. Okay, so what they will do is they probably create their own cloud. Okay, their own private cloud. Okay, like they have a multiple servers in multiple locations, and they create, and only their data and their folks only can use that. So that is become nothing, become a private cloud. So you can imagine now, if you make a private cloud of your own, this could always cost you quite high. Okay, then third one is an hybrid one. So you mixing your private cloud plus this public cloud together. Okay, so some data you probably keeping onto the private cloud, some data you keeping into the public cloud, and your entire architecture is based around the mixing of these two. So that will become a hybrid architecture or a hybrid cloud architecture. Okay, so idea is, if you have a, you don't want to invest so much, you go ahead and use the public cloud. If you have some compliances issue, more security reasons, although public cloud is also quite secure, but still, if you feel that you don't want anyone around, so maybe private cloud is the way to go, but that is very costly, and you need your own expertise, and everything will come to your bucket, and all headache will be yours in that case. So you can choose, generally most of the times mid-size or even a big company also uses the public cloud rather than going with the private cloud. Sneha is asking how many classes, live classes are remaining. Sneha, this will be the last class in this series, because, anyways, now the next entire week I am not available due to Diwali week, and then I feel this should be the last one. We can have it. So I know I promised for the 10 sessions, and this one will be the ninth one only, but try to cover as much as possible within this session itself. Okay, and still if something left, I will try to send the recording itself. Okay, so you can watch those recording as well if something left. I hope that is fine. Shriji is asking, data engineer is base for a data science? Nothing. This will be a wrong statement. There is nothing like that. Data engineer is a base for a data science. Okay, so it is not like that. These are the two very, you can say, very thin line of a difference between a data engineer and data science. Data engineer is the one who is giving data to the data science work. Okay, so you think like that. Data engineer comes first. Data engineer will create the data, entire data lake or whatever way you call it. Okay, so they prepare the playground on which data scientists play. So data engineers are the one who is making the playground. Any more questions, anyone? And guys, please don't be so selfish. Go out, if you are getting advantage out of this sessions, please share it in your group, share it on the LinkedIn, hit a like button on this post, or on this I'm sorry, on this video itself, so that it can reach out to the large number of people. Please, you can always do that. It won't cost you anything, and this, it's entirely a free session which I have done, and this is we are the almost in the ninth session so far. So it is nothing like that, or one webinar when people is like trying to trick you by getting into the webinar, and just 1 hour webinar, and then they are selling something like that. So it's an entire free course, the entire series we have done completely free. Deepak Kumar is asking, sir, at least send recording. If not available for the live class, it will cover AZ900 fundamentals, so we can more confident for the certification. Yes, the entire flow of this session is around the AZ900 only, and even today's topic, which I'm going to talk about, is more around this the AZ900 only. So I tried to give you the basic knowledge around the cloud, okay, and most of that knowledge will cover the AZ900 certification syllabus as well, okay. At some places I might not very sticking to the AZ900 syllabus, because my intention was to give you the practical knowledge. An AZ900 exam is more of a theoretical exam, okay. So I tried all this session to be more practical again, which is something an additional, okay. But yeah, it has covered most of the AZ900 syllabus, and today's session is also will going to cover the AZ900 another goals, okay. Karthik is asking, good morning, Deepak. Thanks for the wonderful classes. Looking forward to the upcoming data engineering classes. Thank you so much, Karthik. Hopefully, see you inside the data engineering class. So, again, those folks who are listening and who are not a part of data engineering classes, there is something, a course is going on the data engineering, where I'm going to take a 3 month long course. And There I will teach the data engineering from very basic to the advanced level, covering Databricks, Spark, Data Factory, and all those concepts which is needed for becoming a good data engineer. So that will be again a completely a practical class. Even they that course does not have a PPT, just like which you are seeing right now. So that does not contain any PPT. Okay, that's a completely live course and completely practical course. But again, if your profile suggests that you can become a data engineer, then only you should go and join that course. If you feel that this is not for you, probably you can skip that course, okay. And if you have a doubt in identifying whether you can become a data engineer or not, you can put down all your question under this chat, or else you can reach out to me on the LinkedIn. I am very vocal on the LinkedIn. I answering a lot of questions on the LinkedIn. So you can reach out to me on the LinkedIn, and I can answer all your queries. And that batch is starting from the 5th of November. So if you have any questions around that, ask now, or maybe send it to me on the LinkedIn. Okay. Uh, that's all. Let's start because it's almost 8:30 now. So whatever questions left, we'll take it towards the end, guys. So let's start. Okay. Now, when you go to the cloud, the first thing which you need to know is like what is the cost. Okay, so cost is one of the most important factor when you work in the cloud. So far, assume it, if you are working as a um, developer, or as a data analyst, or maybe you're working as a data warehouse guy, ETL developer, tester, whatever way you are doing so far, in you never care about how much it gonna cost, okay, because everything was a on-prem or on-premises one. See, you had your own server, okay, you never care about it, like my machine is of a 16 GB, I'm sorry, if my database is of a 2 GB RAM, or a 5 GB RAM, or whatever, 8 GB, whatever. You never care about it. You never care about it if I fire a query, if it is taking 10 seconds to run, it is utilizing a 10 seconds of resources, etc. etc. You never care about it. Why? Because all resources was yours, right? Once you buy a laptop, how you gonna use it is up to you. The way you use it will not going to change the cost. But in the cloud, this is a very important. Whatever work you do, you need to ensure that you are using resource as minimum as possible, okay. So there could be a many factors which is costing it, okay. For example, if you remember, we talked about blob storage type. You remember we had two types: a simple blob storage one, another one we had were like ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage, which was little more costly. So if you assume that you are not going to use this data for the analytics purpose, then go ahead and choose the blob storage option rather than choosing the ADLS storage option. Similarly, if you remember when we were creating the VM, that is a virtual machine, we had an option to select whether I need a 2 GB machine, 4 GB machine, 16 GB machine, 2 core processor, 4 core processor, octa core processor, whatever the machine. So all this becomes an important, okay, here now, because whatever the size you pick, you have to pay the cost accordingly, okay, and cost could be huge. So there are many factors which can affect the cost of the resources which you are using, okay. So you have to be careful here, and that's why we are trying to talk about the different factors which can affect your cost and which can reduce your cost, okay. So that's why cost is a very important point to discuss when we talk about the cloud. Another could be the database size. What could be your database size? 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte. You have allocated the space, but you are not using it. Getting, so all that is costing you. So there are many factors which can affect the cost. First of all is your resource type. What kind of resource you are selecting? If you are selecting a heavy resource, you have to pay heavy, and if you're selecting a small resource, you have to pay less. But again, you need to be smart enough to choose what is needed. If you think that you are going to need a machine which need to run faster because you have the business requirement which says that something get completed within some specific amount of a time, then you need to pick a bigger machine. But if you feel that that machine is not utilizing at all, and very small time during the entire day you are using it, etc., so you can think about reducing the sizes. That can help you to reduce the cost, okay. So that's you, there are a couple of factors which you need to take care. One of them is the resource type. Another one, the factor is the consumption model. So there are two types of consumption model in general you will find. One would be pay as you go, other one would be the reserve one. So for that, let me just take you to the portal.azure.com. I don't want to just go ahead and teach you just by theory. Let me just go down and take you there on the portal.azure.com. Okay. So assume that let's say I'll take you once again back to the virtual machine, and let me show you. Oh, I'm sorry, somewhere I should go and hide this comment. Okay. So let me just go down to our portal.azure.com, and you will able to see what I'm talking about. So this is my account. Okay. Now imagine that I'll go to this virtual machine. Okay. Now the moment I go to this virtual machine, uh, you see that, okay, the good thing is I have stopped everything now. Otherwise, let's create one more. So now when you create this virtual machine, you will see that there are few costs associated. Okay, now what are those costs? You come down here and you select, for example, the size. Okay, this is a virtual machine size. Now let me just expand this size. Now here you can automatically see this. The cost is coming how much? This is a 4,000 rupees a month, which is like somewhere around 70 $80 a month. So if you use a one CPU based machine, this 3.5 RAM, this is the cost. If you are using this kind of machine, which is having at 8 gigs of memory and 2 core processor, the costing would be somewhere around 7,000, and then you keep on increasing it. Okay, so there could be a very large machine also possible. Okay, so this is costing somewhere around 33,000 rupees a month. Okay, so and again, this is a very, if you go down for a very bigger machine like such a kind of machine, the costing can comes very bigger as well. So it depends what kind of a machine you are picking in. So idea is, you should always, whenever you create the resource, you need to ensure that you are picking the right size of the machine. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, coming to the next point. um, when you go and you create this resources, there are two options. One was like pay as you go model, another one is a reserved option. So if I go back here, as I said, there could be two consumption model: pay as you go or the reserve one. So you remember when we were creating the database, let's say for example, if I go to this database thing, so where is my database? I go down here on this database. Okay, so the moment I go to my database and we create our new database, you will see that the database cost also we decided upon this serverless and the reserve one, the provision one, if you remember. So if I go down here and let me just select the here. So I just select my right subscription and you see here configure database. Now the moment I go to this configure database, I get two options, provision one and the serverless one. So this can also define your cost. Now I think I have explained this concept there as well. I just repeat quickly for a minute or so. Provision one is like you are reserving it. Okay, you saying that I need this kind of a configuration. If you see in the bottom, you see the hardware configuration, 415 gigabytes of memory, and this 80 cores, up to that much kind of a speed. The configuration you will get it. Okay, when you choose this. Now this will cost you, let's say, 16,000 rupees, which is somewhere around $200. So that much cost of money you have to pay whether you are using it or you won't using it. Okay, because you selected an option what called provision one, means you ensure that this machine is always available to you. Okay, for example, you go out to finding a job into a new place, and what you do is like you take a entire home or entire flat on the rent. So that is nothing but a provision one. You take it for entirely a month, whether you leave it there for 24 hours or 1 hour for entire month, nobody cares. Okay, so that is nothing but a provision one. When you pick something on this, let's say here this option serverless, it means that you going to pay based on the usage here. Usage means that if you have to run, let's say, 10 queries in a day, so why you take the machine for entire day and pay for the entire day? You just pay it for the 10 days, I mean sorry, for this 10 queries. So that is nothing but a serverless. So in sometimes when you take some resources, you in few resources you have an option to choose for a provision one or the serverless one. So if you take a serverless, you have to pay as per the usage. You are not reserving any capacity. So it means that, for example, you hit just 10 queries within a day. So you just pay for that 10. For example, rather than renting out the home for entire month, you say that I'll stay in the hotel because in, let's say, for example, you're going to Bangalore to search for the jobs, and you know that you only staying in the Bangalore for every weekend. So rather than buying a flat, or I mean renting a flat for entire month, you go and stay for the 2 days in the hotel room for Saturday Sunday every week, right? So that's what the serverless in provision one is. So if you take a serverless, the charges could be less, again based on your usage. If you feel your usage is very less, probably serverless could help. If you feel that you need it for the entire day and you very frequently using it, provision you one can pick it. So there could be various factors which can comes into play. Another one is like when you go out and, let's say for example, you are a big company, okay, and you are starting a new stream of some project, okay, and you think that this project will going to last for maybe for a month or a year or so, like that. So rather than taking the rather than taking the resources just on the pay as you go model, you can take the reserved one. Okay, so there is another one mechanism where Microsoft comes with a reserved capacity. Okay, so there you can get into contract with the Microsoft and you will get a less charges. So that also option is also there. Okay, for example, there is a 1 year agreement and there is a 3 year agreement. So you can do that agreement as well with the Microsoft. You can say that Microsoft I'm going to use your machine not just for a month or 2 months. I'm going to use your machine for a 1 year or 3 years time frame. So if you say like that, in that case, Microsoft will almost reduce down the cost by up to 50%. Okay, so if this is no cannot be done by you or me, this will be done at the enterprise or of the organization level. So if something needed to be done at that level, then probably that agreement, going into that agreement also can help to reduce the prices. Okay, so that option is also there, which somebody can use it. Okay, now next thing is like the maintenance thing. Now if you remember, sometimes what happen is when you create a one resource, there are a couple of other resources also get created along with it. For example, let's say you creating a virtual machine. Now when you creating a virtual machine, what will happen is along with this virtual machine there are few extra resources get created, maybe some storage account, some network, virtual private network, etc. And what happen is when you go and delete that specific virtual machine, you don't delete the other things, and all those other things get remain there, and that will also cost you. So for example, I'll just show you, and then you get an idea what I'm talking about. For example, I'll go to here, I go to our virtual machine, I'll say okay. You will see that inside the virtual machine along with that. So this is, I'm sorry, let me cut this and go to this virtual machine. So it is opening up. So you can see there are something desk, networking and all. So if you want to see all those resources, what you can do is you can pick up the resource group. Where is my resource group? Okay, let's see it from here itself. My resource group is nothing but a Tyro queue. Okay, so let me just open this resource group. Now I'll show you from this resource group itself. Okay, so now in this resource group I just created one virtual machine. Now you see, with this virtual machine I got an IP, I got NSD network security group. I got it. I got network interface. I got desk. I got virtual network. I got DNS zone. So all this got added up. Then I tried to go and create just a one virtual machine. So these are the some extra services which got added up along with your main service. Now what will happen is if I feel like that my uh, virtual machine is costing me, I go down and I just simply delete my virtual machine. So I go to my this virtual machine, and if I go and I delete this virtual machine, what will happen? Only this virtual machine get deleted. All the other things like desk, your NSD network security group, etc., what all those things which comes along with it, that does not get deleted. Okay, so that is the problem, and that can also cost you. So the idea here is, that's what is mentioned here, that maintenance, when you are doing it, you have to be careful that if you deprovision, or deprovision means deleting the virtual machine, those additional resources which comes along with it will not get deprovision at the same time. So you have to go and you have to manually go and delete them. Okay, so like this is just a one thing. This could be thing with another different services as well. It could be with the Synapse, or it could be with another services, that when you create some services, some extra storage account or some other things got created along with it for its uses. And when you delete the main service or main resource, uh, the supporting resource might not get deleted automatically, and that will gonna cost you. So you need to ensure that that you delete everything. Okay, or you delete the entire resource group accordingly. So that thing also come into play for the costing. See, our idea of this session is talking about the costing, so that's why we are talking about all those things which can cost you. Another important thing is geography. You might not have uh, thought of it, but this is a pretty important point. Now imagine that if I'm going to take a server in the US, okay, and if I take a server into the Nigeria, where it gonna cost me high? Obviously, it will gonna cost me high in the US. US or Nigeria. So we know that Nigeria is the place where the labor cost is quite less, the cost of living is less. In US it is very high. So if you take any machine, any storage, any services, or when you select anything and you select the region as a US, probably sometimes those services comes little costly in that US region. And if you pick a country where the cost of living is less, probably if you take a resources from that country, the costing will also effectively lesser, because the idea is same. Because when Microsoft go there and place their data center, the cost Microsoft which will get is quite less. So the same thing they are transferring to their customer as well, saying that if you take a servers or a resources in a country where the cost of living is less, probably will charge you little less compared to the countries where the cost of living is quite high. So based on the country or the geography way, about the taxes, fees, and etc., the Azure resource costing could be different. Although this will not be a significant change in the price, but it could be effectively 5%, 10% kind of a changes you can think about it. Okay, so that can also affect the cost. Another thing is the network traffic. So I mean, your bandwidth, as we say, what is a bandwidth? Bandwidth is nothing but your uh, the speed, the data transfer speed which you get it. So if you're looking for a more bandwidth or a more speed, probably you have to pay sometimes more. If you're looking for a lesser speed, probably you have to pay a less amount. So that also thing you need to take in care, like, and you need to ensure that the cost occurs when there is a movement between the region as well. For example, if your data is between the US and another data is in between the, let's say, Australia, and somehow you are moving the data between Australia region to the US region, kind of, then that cost you much higher if you move the data within the US region itself. Okay, let's say you created two folders. One you call it as a landing folder, another one is called, you called it as a staging folder. Okay, once your data get completed, I mean your processing get completed, you move the data from landing to the staging folder. But unfortunately you created this landing folder in the US region and staging in the Australia region. Now when this data transfer happen, that will cost you a lot. Okay, because that is an going data is going outside the region. Okay, so I mean, if you are a smart guy, rather than, if you don't have any requirement of keeping in any specific region, then you try to keep all your resource within the same region, so that the even you get a better performance and lesser cost. So that thing you need to keep in the mind. Another thing which can affect is the subscription type. Again, as a developer, you might need not never need to worry about it, because this thing will get decided at the organizational level. So you are not the one who is taking care of it, but still you should be aware of it, what different types of subscription come. Free trial, this is what you make when you create a first time. Once your 1 month trial get over, you probably convert into pay as you go model, like where you have to pay as per your usage. Sometimes you get a member offer. If you're a Microsoft member or something, you get some credit and reduced rate, etc. For example, I have this Visual Studio subscriber, so I got this. If you taken a Visual Studio subscription or a license, you get the Visual Studio subscriber, so you get a like $100 free every month, like that. Maybe you are a Microsoft partner, a startup member, Imagine member, like that, or you have an enterprise agreement with the Microsoft. So there could be a different type of subscription can come, but again, you need not to worry about it. You might, it's good to aware about it, but that's fine. You even need to aware about it for the AZ 900 certification. Some question could become around this on AZ 900. So I just added this here because of this AZ900 only. Otherwise, that's fine. So far we talked about a lot of factors. Okay, another one is this Azure Marketplace. Now, what happens is with this marketplace is, uh, I'll show you. So, just like you have a Play Store in your Android, or you have a App Store in your Apple. So similarly, in the Microsoft also we have a one store that we call it as a marketplace. So what you can do is you come down here, go to the market, and you will see this marketplace. Now there are a lot of folks, lot of third party companies who are doing what? They're creating some product, bundled product, and they are giving it here, so you can directly use it. So for example, this is my marketplace. Now for example, you see, let's say I'll talk about WordPress for example. Okay, now the moment I talk, search for the WordPress. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't search it well actually. I type in WordPress. Now you will see that there are a lot of people or companies who is offering this WordPress solution. Now for example, all this is free. Now this is something coming with $2 per hour, sorry, 2 rupees per hour. It's, so here what this company is giving me, cloud infrastructure service, it giving me WordPress, MariaDB, web admin, everything is installed. So I can just pick it up and I can directly use this um, uh, marketplace application. So this will give me this entire thing installed automatically. Okay, I don't have to go and manually install. For example, if I take this server, I get the Ubuntu operating system, web admin, let's say MariaDB, etc., etc. So everything get installed. For example, if you search for a Monstech, something which people, is a lot of people uses this Monstech, I guess so. I think I spelled it wrong, maybe. So let's say database solution. So if you're looking for some database solution, you get a variety of database solution automatically given created for you. And so you can pick it based on the prices and you can take it. Maybe someone is from Informatica. So then you can find some Informatica solutions, etc. So there are a lot of some built-in solutions available, although this is a pretty advanced thing. So you can pick that up and you can go ahead and start directly using it. Okay, so here that is nothing but your marketplace. Okay, again, marketplace is majority of the time is giving you cost only. So like you get a some product with somebody has already created and give you the bundle. Okay, so directly you want to use that bundle, so you can use the marketplace. So another factor which I was talking about this only, that the marketplace. So you can sometimes create an Azure based solution directly from the third party from this Azure marketplace. So this could help you in saving the cost, because preparing everything on your own, installing, managing sometimes could be costly. So using this built-in solution might help you to save some cost in terms of the development. Okay, so that option is also there. You can go ahead and use the marketplace. Another thing which comes along for this costing is the pricing calculator. The best thing with the pricing calculator is, if you think that how much this will going to cost me if I use this machine for this 1 month and this is my usage, how much the cost will come. So what you can do is you can go to the Google and search for a pricing calculator. Okay, so for example, we go down here and we search for the Google, and let me try pricing pricing calculator Azure. Now when you go and go to this pricing calculator, this is pretty well defined calculator where you can give everything. So everything can be given crystal clear, and then it will give you the tentative cost. So for example, let's say I want to create a one virtual machine. Okay, so I just select a virtual machine. Okay, now in this virtual machine, what I can do is I can set, this will be my region, location, this will be my operating system, this will be my machine size. Okay, and I need it for these many number of hours, these many number of machines, all this thing. So now you can see automatically it is giving me that this is costing me $262 for a month if I go with the 3-year contract one. So automatically you will see, okay, option is not coming somehow for me. So you can see that automatically it's saying that it will become a $175 hopefully if you go with this 1 year or 3-year subscription. So that's how you can see that there are prices got reduced down when you go for this. And if you add something more around it, you will see that the costing come like this. So many things which you can add it up, and you can finally calculate your exact prices, that this much is your exact price which will come up. So you can decide your pricing based on this pricing calculator as well. So that is given by the Microsoft. So how much this can cost you based on your usage, you can select. So again, as a developer, probably 99% of the times you will not going to do this, because this is not your work to do majorly. This will generally done at the very preliminary stage, initial stage, when somebody is trying to calculate what is the cost of moving to the cloud. Probably there it could help you once the organization has decided to move to the cloud. Then probably all this small prices will not affect that much. See, I assume we all are working for we are all will going to work for some big companies, or even not a big companies, for some clients who is like ready to pay. So majority of the times, if you are even in a mid-sized company, or your client is a mid-sized company, then nobody cares about the cost that much. I mean, this is small thing which I'm talking about. Okay, so majorly like 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, almost that kind of money they are ready to pay for the cloud services. So I think that is fine, but again you should keep these small factors in your mind, which you can help you to reduce on the cost by a significant amount. Okay, so again, but being a developer, being a data engineer, being a data scientist, you will not so much care about it, because many things has already been taken care by the infra guys, or the governance guys. Okay, so you don't have to take care that much, because they will not giving you the that much access to create an unnecessary resources. So you will get a very limited access, and that's how they will already cut down the cost. So that's the one thing you need to keep in mind. So I think more or less this was around the costing part of it. Let me just check if something left. Again, that is again the calculator, you already have it. Cost management provide. Okay, now one thing is like how to check it. Now all this is fine. Now how to check it? So now let me just go down and show you my own account. So what happens to my account? So in the portal there is a something called as cost management. So you come down to here, the cost management. So you come down here and say cost management plus billing. Now here I'll show you how much it is costing me every day. So this is my billing amount. You will see the cost management. This screen is little slow somehow, and this screen updated after 24 hours or so. So this is not like every minute updated one. So whatever the prices you will see, you have to uh, ensure that this is not the current price. This is a 1 day old price, because it will calculate and then it will add it somewhere. So go to the cost analysis. Now under the cost management, this is cost analysis. And there you will see how much it is costing me. Don't worry about it. To me, it is costing so much because I'm using it uh, significantly for a lot of practices and all, for different things. So you can see that it is costing me 4,500 so far. And by the end of this month, this will going to cost me up to 10,000 rupees, which is somewhere around $150. And you can see this detailing that which services is costing me. So the virtual machine cost me like 1,400, database cost me this, storage account cost me this, virtual network cost this, based on the location, if I want to check which is the location. So whatever the resources I created in the uh, US East, this cost me something like this. Even if I want to check which resource group level, so I can see here as well. So from here you go to the top, you can select the cost by resources. So then it will categorically gives you the information based on the resources. Like for example, this virtual machine is costing me how much. So you can see virtual machine costed this much, disk is costing me this much, workspace, this synapse workspace costing me this much. So again, all this will depend upon this give you the crystal clear information based on my resources. Okay, so if I want to check it not just in terms of a table or some line or something, I can go and change it. Okay, so up to you, um, how you want to check it, but the screen is this only, that you come down here and you can go and check all your resources costing, that which resource is costing you. So even if you see some billing in your account, you come here and check. Even I have seen that in many of the accounts, like when you go for a your company projects, probably this costing and all this might not have been accessible for you, because this has been accessed by a very senior folks, very limited people only. So you might not able to see in this in your office account, if they have not restrict the, I mean if they have restricted the access, so you will not be able to access it. Okay, but again, you can come down here and you can check your entire cost, how much it is costing, which resource is costing what. So that is nothing but your cost management. Cost reduction, as I already talked about, you do the reservation, like you take a 1 year 3 year plan, that can take some uh, reduce on the cost. You sometimes you can bring up your own licenses, that can also reduce on the cost. You can also delete unused resources. You can use pass service. Pass service means is platform as a service. So instead of using the entire virtual machine, because you might not be using it entirely, use a pass service where you using it as per the demand. So those kind of methods you can pick it up, that can help you to reduce the cost. So that's all I have for this today's session. I know I tried to little go little fast today compared to my normal speed, but I feel like this was an easy part, talking about the costing thing. So again, I'm back to you guys for taking up all your question. Today's time I want to keep it more for a question and answer, because as I said, today will be the last session in our this entire series. So if you have any questions, you can come down, put it in the chat and you can ask me. I'll try to answer all those questions. So please guys, if you have any question, come forward, related to your career, related to what we have studied today's session or any other session. Please come forward and ask all those questions, please. Anyone has any question, please come forward and ask. I'm here to answer all of them. So anyone. I think the previous question somebody was asked was like this: will Python course will be covered during the data engineer course, or a separate course will be given, or coding is not required? Nitin, I am giving one free Python course for everyone who is joining the data engineer. So you can take that up, and with that you can learn very basic of Python is needed. It is not that you need to be master into the Python for learning this data engineering. So basic Python is needed, so don't worry about it. uh, Vyas Padala is asking a very interesting question: how much maths is required? It is not a data science, Vyas, so no maths is required. Okay, it is not a data science. Data science required all those statistics and all. This does not require. Debashish is asking how much Spark Python coding is required for a data engineering. Very minimal coding is required. So don't worry about the coding part. Sneha is asking, will you conduct a live sessions for the DevOps? Uh, to be honest, I am not planning the DevOps for next 2 months at least. Probably I'm planning for the Snowflake. So I will have a one uh, entire workshop, maybe 5 days workshop on the Snowflake. So if you are interested for that, Please subscribe to this channel. You will see the notifications. Okay. Any more questions? Anyone? Okay. How about the cost alerts and budgeting, which will help in the yes? So in the cost management, you can do the cost alerts and budgeting as well. So you can set an alarms like when your cost reaches to up to a certain limit, you will get automatically emails and all and alerts. And you can set the budgeting as well that your budget for this month is, let's say, 10,000. So the moment your budget get crossed, you get notified and everything gets stopped. Something like that. You can set it up. Salil is asking, is it possible to create a different Azure account with a different credit cards and different email ID? Yes, fairly possible. Uh, when is the next session for next batch going to start? So I'm not sure, EG, what which batch you're talking about. I assume this batch you're talking about. If you're talking about the free Azure session, I'm not sure, but I am 100% sure that I'm going to do this DP 900 certification course soon. Okay, so this DP 900 certification, again, probably free, almost free. I'm going to do this for this certification exam. The notification, you get it on the LinkedIn. So if you are not following me on the LinkedIn yet, you are missing a lot. Please go down and follow me on the LinkedIn. I will going to share everything on the LinkedIn when this batch will get start for the DP 900 and all. Okay. Again, if you're talking about the data engineering thing, so data engineering batch is starting from the 5th of November. So you can go down and you can join this 5th November batch. Saurabh Basani is asking from where we can decide what we are using, SAS or AS. So go back to our first or second session. There you get to know that which service you are using, whether it is an IS or a SAS or a PAS. So go back and see, watch a previous video. You will get to know. S. Nair is asking when will get the certificate for this course. Okay, very good question. Anyone who is looking for the certificate to get for this course, the answer to this question is this. Go down if you want to uh, take a certificate for all this Azure fundamental course which we have done for free. Go down here, search for academy. I hope you all are already part of this academy.azurelab.com. If you are not part of this, go back to this URL again, Azure Live Class. Go down here, register yourself. This is entirely free. Go book, get the course, go to the instant access, put down your details, and you will get an access. So once this get done, you come down here to this member portal and you go down, you put down your details and you log in here and you complete all your sessions. Okay, and then you will so I'll added one more session and one more quiz. Once you done all that, so you see like this here, you go down here. Okay, go to your course, and once you complete all those sessions, so up to 7 session is there. So you, if you have watched that, you have to go and mark as complete, and I'm going to add a one more quiz here probably by today. So there will be session 8 and session 9 link also, you will get it, and then one more quiz, and once that quiz also get completed, you will automatically receive an completion certificate. Okay guys, so this is the place where you can come down and watch all your recording quizzes, and once you submit the solution to that quiz, and you will get the course completion certificate. Okay, so that's how you can get the course completion certificate. Also, when you come here, you see this affiliate thing. So I haven't talked about the affiliate yet. So you click on that affiliate thing and you will see the entire courses here. So what you can do is, you got a reference URL. If you go down, and if any of your friends want to buy any of my courses, if you can share it, if you like, and you share this URL with them, and if they go and buy anything from your link, you will get a 10% cash as a commission. So that is our affiliate program. So it is like a referral bonus, you will get it. Okay, so you can, whoever has bought from your link, you will get every notification here on the transaction date and everything. So everything has been uh, maintained here. So all these are my different courses, so you can share those courses. Couple of them are free, like Master SQL is free, a lot of them are free. So whichever is like my paid courses, you can pick that up and you can share the link, and somebody buys, you will gonna earn some commission out of it. Okay, so that option is there on the your account. You see this affiliate link. Okay, and if you go down to your dashboard, and if you can see, if you want to buy anything on your own, you can go down to this other products, and you will see few of the courses. If you, any of the course like uh, feels interesting to you, you can come down to that course and go and buy that course. Okay, so that is also possible. Go down and buy it. Okay, that's uh, that's all about this the Azure lab thing. So here you can see all those courses and you can take it up. Back to the our set of the questions which people are asking. So now next question, I think if I missed your question, please put again, I will try to answer. Again, I can see that there is a one question from the Neeraj. How much SQL knowledge is required for data engineering? SQL knowledge, basic SQL knowledge is required to start with it, but over a period of time, like you need to be a good into the SQL. So because SQL is one of the basic uh, technology or the language which anyone should know across the profile, whether you are data engineer, whether you are data science guy, whether you are a full stack developer, whoever you are, you should know the SQL. So if you don't know the SQL, try to keep practicing. SQL is very easy, uh, so hardly it will take a long time. So you don't need to be very master in the SQL, but yeah, a good knowledge or a practitioner knowledge will be good enough. Next question is, does your SQL free class help with the SQL knowledge? Yes, definitely it will help it. And there's one more announcement. Maybe by next week we are starting the SQL Advance as well. So you can join that. There's a very small fees for the SQL Advance. So if you're interested, probably you will get an email for the SQL Advance, and then you can try to book yourself for the SQL Advance course. um, DHFD, is it so? DHFD, I would love to know your name because I want to congratulate you because you are regularly joining the session and asking a lot of questions. So we'll love to hear your name. Is it possible to create Azure account with the same credit card one more time? My questions. I'm already used Azure free account with one credit card and mail IDs. It possible to create one more time? I think it will be allowed. Take on another email and the credit card. Hopefully it will allow. Sometimes Microsoft allows, sometimes it's not allowed. That's a very random process I have seen. That is what a lot of people has given the feedback. So you can give it a try. I mean, that's what I can say at this point, because again it falls into the Microsoft side. Data engineer course will start from 5th November. After it gets over, when will it get start? See, it is a 3-month long course. You know, I'm working somewhere else for a full time, so I cannot spend so much time. So I take just only one batch. So this batch will be over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. It will run for 3 months. So it's a 3-month long course, and so next batch you can imagine somewhere around the March 2023, not before that. So if you miss this batch, you can plan to join a next batch somewhere into the March. Okay, so next batch will be in the March 23. Okay. um Saurabh Basani, as a Azure data engineer, we are using SQL only? No. I mean, SQL is one of the most important factor. You will going to use the data factory, Azure Data Factory, Database, so many other things which you will going to use. S. Nair, thank you very much, Deepak sir, for this informative session. It has helped me a lot. Thank you so much. The idea of this entire sessions was like somebody who is not aware of the cloud, give them the idea about the cloud. Okay. And as I said, earlier as well, guys. These all were the basic sessions which has given you the idea around the cloud. If you don't want to move exactly into some cloud specific technology, this cloud knowledge is good enough for your day to day activity. You can continue what you were doing. But if you want to make something, maybe break into a data science, DevOps, or data engineering, then you have to opt for some more knowledge. Okay. But if you want to continue what you are doing, continue at the moment currently, then you don't need to take any other courses. You need to take any other courses only when you want to upskill yourself for a specific thing. For example, data engineering or a data science or a DevOps. Thank you for your answer. Shall you provide knowledge regarding how to create Azure student account? Azure student account will be cheating, to be honest, if you don't have the .edu email ID. It can be created through .edu email ID only. Ramadan is asking, will we get the content in the self-paced course? Yes, you get all the content in the self-paced course if you opt for that. Jara Hatke. Oh, that's a good name. So Jara Hatke, happy Diwali. I am a AZ104 certificate. Can recommend which course should I? Your question is not clear. Please ask in a little clear manner, please. Kolishti is Koliseti is asking, what about PySpark Scala in your paid courses? I'm going to use the PySpark. I'm not going the Scala. So this course will be on the PySpark, not on the Scala. So if you know any one of them, it's knowing the both. So you can pick anything. I think Python is more popular, so it's good. It makes sense to use with the Python. Pinal Jaiswal is asking, store procedure trigger CT is required. Yes, basic knowledge is fine. Is it enough to pass data fundamental Azure exam? Which we have not. This is for the Azure AZ 900 fundamentals, not data fundamental is DP 900 actually. We talked about SNAN. Yeah, thank you, SNAN. So, any more questions, anyone? Or if no questions, let's call it a day. Shri J is asking where to check the event log and audit logs. So, event log, for what event log you're talking about? So, for every resources, you will see the logs. Go to the main portal on the left hand side. You will see the logs, and there you can see the logs about that. So, I think Koresh Shetty, I have already answered your question that my course would be on the PySpark. Sir, what is the fees for the 5th November course? So go down to this URL. I think this URL, I'm just changing this URL a little bit now. And the show. You try to get access this directly. Okay. So this will be the better URL. Go down there and you will automatically see the prices. So there are a lot of discounts going on. So that's why I cannot tell you the price. Automatically you will see the discount. And so some random discounts are there. So you will go and see that discount. Uh, Ramadan is done. What is the other question? And what will be the timing? Timing is nothing. If you go to this portal, you will see the entire timing and everything. If you see the timing, I'll tell you timing would be the same, 8:15 a.m. IST in the morning. Okay, for every Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours class. Okay, so that is the timings. What is Gerard K? I am AZ104 certified to explore Azure in data side. Which course will you recommend? See, if I would recommend this Azure Data Engineer course of mine, I think this is one of the best course in the entire country or in this entire space because this is a live course, most economical course, and completely practical course. Completely practical. There is no PPT show. So it is not like that somebody will come and read from the slides and explaining you something like that. Nothing. It's an entirely practical session. All the questions you can ask and discuss directly with me right on the spot. So this is one of the best course you can think of. Shrije is saying thank you so much for the free sessions. Hope everyone has gone gained some knowledge, and it's very useful for me too. Good explanation with proper delivery. Thanks a lot, Deepak. Thank you so much, Shrije. Thank you. Happy Diwali. Can you paste the link in the chat? Yes, I'm pasting the link under the chat. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'm just pasting it. So you can even get that information again as well. I'm just doing it adus dot azurelab dot com. So that is the link I have already put down under the comment. And again, you can use that link to go to and enroll yourself for data engineering class. The Mahesh is asking, sir, Python basic knowledge enough to proceed for the data engineering? Please answer. I feel coding a little bit tough. It's completely fine. Basic, if you know the basic, it's more than enough. Don't worry about it. Any more questions, anyone, please? Quickly, last 5 minutes. We are ending this entire series. So if any questions which you feel not answered yet, please drop it into the question in the chat box. And thank you so much for every day joining in on this platform and eh, learning along with a lot of other people. And thank you for supporting. Thank you for motivating me to do this. So please, guys, share all your love in form of likes, shares, comments, etc. This helps me to keep on doing all this free community service as far as possible. So, guys, I did my uh, all my work very honestly. I try to impart all the knowledge which I have, at least for this Azure fundamental basics. And if you have gone through all those sessions, and I'm 100% sure that you now have a proper understanding of the cloud, what is cloud is all about, how to can start with it, and do basic things into the cloud. So at least your basic knowledge has been created so far now. So that's what I feel. And I'm committed to do all this lot of free things going forward as well. So please, if you want to be part of that, go ahead, join me on the LinkedIn. So there I'll announce majorly. So you will get it from there. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead subscribe it, because hopefully you'll get the session from here only. Thank you, Adi Narayan. Yes, uh, I'm waiting to see you inside the course. So I know you are already enrolled for it. So we'll see you inside the course. Mahesh, thank you so much. Thank you. Happy Diwali. Saurabh, thank you so much. Thanks. Oh, great to know that, Saurabh, you are also part of the AD course. See you inside there. Thank you so much, Esnat. Anyone has any question? Last 2 3 minutes. Anyone, please come forward and ask if you have anything. Otherwise, we'll close this. Any questions? So if you're not following me on the LinkedIn, I don't know. I have not shared my LinkedIn thing, and I'm from quite so long. I'm telling this LinkedIn. I should show you my profile and give you the link actually. So my link would be somewhere like this. So you can find me here on the LinkedIn. Please don't look at the messages. I don't know who has messaged me a lot. So you will see like this, Deepak Goel. I'll copy this URL and I'll just drop it into the our chat box as well, so you can follow me here. So I talk a hell lot of times about this data engineering. So you can come down and you can follow me, and you will learn so many things about the data engineering if you follow me on the LinkedIn, and you will get all the notification for all this free stuff as well. Beside this, there is one more very good URL of mine. I'm not sure whether you have gone through it or whether you are aware of it or not, but this is the post. This is my blog post, azurelib.com. So I used to write a lot of content on this on the Azure. So if you are doing something and you are learning for Azure, you can use this portal as well. You will find a lot of interview questions as well. So if you are going for any Azure interviews, you will find so many interview questions out there. So for everything, I have put down the question in Azure interview question, data engineering interview questions, app service interview questions, logic app interview question. So you will find all those interview questions here. So just go down here and go to this azurelab.com, and you will be able to get all those interview questions. And this site is completely free, nothing. There are a lot of free content, a lot of tutorials you will find it here around the Azure. So you can go down and check everything on this azurelab.com as well. Okay, any questions anyone has asked so far? Anyone, please? Anyone? I don't see any questions, so I assume everything is good. Okay, Nitin also saying that I am also enrolled. Great to see you, Nitin. We'll see you inside the course. Uh, Suresh, hi, please approve my LinkedIn request. Uh, Suresh, I'll show you. This is almost about 11,863 requests are pending. So I don't know where is your request under this huge amount of the request. I don't know. It's difficult to find anyone because there is no search box, to be honest, to search for all those requests. So the lot of requests are pending to for me to accept. But again, you imagine the time it will take to accept 11,000 requests. So it's tough. It's really tough. So I cannot do it. You just drop me a message. I have an open message. So you can drop me a message and I will try to accept your request specifically. Okay, back to you guys. Uh, I'm sorry. Um, Sir, once I enroll, Sir Avdan has some question. Once I enroll for fifth language, how would I get the notification for the course detail? So everything is automated. If you enroll on the portal, you automatically get email ID and everything. You get a WhatsApp group and all. So all information you get it uh, from the automated emails. Okay, and you will get the links and everything. So don't worry. Okay, any more questions? Anyone, please quickly. I think I already overrun. So anything? If not, then we can stop here itself. So I think all everyone is good. Thank you so much for a part of this journey. I hope I have made some significant impact in your life and help you to learn something good. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Diwali this year and see you inside the Azure Data Engineering course. So thanks. Love you all. Bye bye.